Welcome to another crochet tutorial with Cosy Rosie UK. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the long wave. It's a really fabulous stitch pattern that creates long flowing crochet stitches and a great pattern repeat that you can use in a multitude of crochet projects, from blankets, tops, cushion covers, you name it, you can use it in it, trust me. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that notification bell and of course hit the subscribe button so that you never miss out on another one of my crochet patterns again. Materials, let's talk about those. You are going to simply need 1 or 2 colours of yarn and a corresponding hook size. So I have a 6mm furls crochet hook here alongside some paint box yarn, Simply Chunky. I've got it in shades teal, washed teal and ballet pink, 2 of my favourite colours. Let's get our slip knot onto our crochet hook and then we can talk about this starting chain because it has a long stitch repeat and we need to make sure that we have a sufficient number of chains on our hooks. So the pattern repeat is actually across 14 stitches. So we need to do multiples of 14 if you want to do more than one. We are going to do a stitch count of 28. So we're going to start with 28 chains. We need to add an extra 1 chain on for the end of the stitch repeat, and we also need to add on an extra 1 for our starting chain or our foundation chain. So we're going to do a total of 30 chains. So we just simply yarn over, bring our hook through the loop on our hook to create our chain, and we're going to do that 30 times. So that's number 3 for me, 4, 5, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 and 30. So the wave itself is created by using ever increasing stitch heights and then coming back down through the smaller stitch heights. So the first stitch that we're going to place is a single crochet. And we're going to place that into the second chain from the hook. We ignore this loop here. We're not going to work into that first chain. We're going to work into that second chain along. Going to insert the hook, yarn over to bring a loop up, and then yarn over to pull through 2 loops. Going to work into this next chain along, so not into that hole there, but into that next chain, yarn over to bring a loop up, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Going to go on to the next stitch size over the next 2 stitches. We're going to work a half double crochet in US terms, half treble in UK, by yarning over, inserting the hook, yarn over, bring up a 3rd loop, and then you can yarn over to pull through all 3 loops on your hook. I'm going to place a second half double crochet into the next chain along. So just pull through all those 3 loops. We're going up stitch size again. I'm going to go to place a double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So we yarn over our hook, insert the hook, yarn over to bring our 3rd loop up. We're just going to yarn over and pull through those first 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Let's place another double crochet into the next chain along. We've got our 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's increase the stitch size again. So in US terms, this is known as a treble crochet. In the UK terms, it's a double treble crochet. And we're going to work 3 of those into the next 3 chains. So to get that extra stitch height, we simply wrap the yarn around the hook an extra time. So we're starting off with this extra loop before we insert our hook. So we insert our hook and yarn over and bring a 4th loop up. We're going to yarn over and just pull through those first 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. It's exactly the same as a double crochet, just got that extra loop before we start. So you wrap your hook, your yarn around your hook twice, and then insert your hook, yarn over to bring a loop up. You'll have 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over to pull through 2, got 3 loops remaining. Yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops remaining. Yarn over, pull through 2, and it's all done. So for a 3rd and final time, yarn over twice before inserting your hook, yarn over to bring a fourth loop up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Done. So that is 1, 2, 3 treble crochets, and then we're going to start bringing that wave back down the other way. So we're going to yarn over to do a double crochet. Just pull through 2, pull through 2. Going to place a second double crochet into the next chain along. Let's come down a stitch size again. So a half double crochet into the next 2 chains. And we're going to come down to a single crochet to finish off this wave. We're going to do that over the next 3 chains. So we're going to place a single crochet into the next 3 chains along. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So you can already see how the stitch height comes up and down, which is fabulous. So we're going to come back up again now. So we start by going into a half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 2, and then a double crochet over the next 2 stitches. That's 1 and 2. Then we're back to the treble crochet or the double treble in UK terms. So wrap that yarn twice before you insert your hook. Yarn over to bring your fourth loop up. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So that was number 1. Double wrap your yarn, then insert your hook and place a second treble crochet or a double treble in UK, or drop it like I just did. Double wrap, insert. There we go. So pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And for the third time, insert that hook after double wrapping, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. We're going to bring that stitch height down again. So let's go into a double crochet over the next 2 chains. That's number 1 and number 2. Let's come down again. We're going to place a half double crochet, number 1 and number 2. And then finally, we've got 2 chains remaining. We're going to place a single crochet in each of those. There we go. So that completes row 1 of our tutorial. So going into row 2, we start by chaining 1, and very simply we're going to place 1 single crochet into the top of each of the stitches along. So by the end of this row, you should have 28 single crochets. So working into the top of each stitch along, place 1 single crochet into each stitch, and I'll meet you at the other end, ready to change colours in row 3. Okay, so I'm just placing my last single crochet into that first stitch there. So that gives it a bit more of a solid base for you to work your next row into. So we're going to change colours if you want to. You don't have to, but it does make the stitch pattern stand out somewhat more. So I just place that new colour over my hook and bring it through, tightening on that first colour just to secure it before pulling down and chaining 1. So for row 2, we actually need to do a total chain of 3, and that chain 3 counts as a treble crochet. So the next stitch we're going to place is a treble crochet, but we're not going to place it into the stitch directly underneath our chain 3 because that counts as a stitch. We don't need to work into that stitch. We're going to work into the next one. So yarn over twice and insert your hook into the second stitch. Yarn over, bring your fourth loop up. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, and pull through 2. I promise you that when you come back the other way, you will not see that hole. So going to start coming down the stitch count this time, the stitch height, sorry. So we're going to do a treble crochet in UK terms or a double crochet in US terms into the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 and 2. And then we're going to place 2 half double crochets into the next 2 stitches. There we go. With our single crochets, we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then we're going to wave back up again. So we go into the half doubles over the next 2 stitches. Increase that stitch height again by placing a double crochet into the next 2. And then we're going to place, it's running out of yarn, not the best place, and we're going to do big stitches. Because the next stitch we're going to be doing is the treble crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 4, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, wrap twice, insert the hook, yarn over for those 4 loops, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2, and for a 3rd time, place another treble crochet to give us that high wave, and then we can come back down again in our stitch height. So we're going to place a double crochet into the next 2 stitches, followed by, a half double crochet into the next 2 stitches. If my yarn will give me any yarn, bear with me. I think I've pulled from the wrong end of the ball. Oh, there we go. That was 1 and 2. Then we have 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're building back up to the other end of the wave. So 2 half double crochets, followed by 2 double crochets, and of course this part of the row is going to be finished with 2 treble crochets to give you the same height at each end. There we go. It's pulling through 2, 2, and not dropping the last part, and 2. There we go. And when you look at that, look at the wave. Isn't it absolutely stunning? So row 4 is exactly the same as row 2. You are simply going to place 1 single crochet into the top of each stitch across. And that is the complete pattern. There are just 4 rows and it's a 4-row repeat, as it's known. So the way to tell where you are in your pattern is in somewhat simple. Oops. In some way it's quite easy. So you can tell it's all about how the row starts. So as you see, you've got a short start, which was row 1, and a taller start, which is row 3. So if you've come to the end of your row, as we will at this end, and you see you've got a nice tall start, you need to start your row by doing your 2 single crochets, make your stitch heights bigger. Your single crochets are always going to be in 3s, as are your treble crochets. And that's the easiest way that I can remember this stitch repeat. The rows in between your waves are always 1 single crochet into the top of each stitch. If you need to see the written pattern for this stitch tutorial, you're very welcome to go over and visit the blog. I'll put the link in the description box below for you, so that you can make sure that you're following it along and you'll feel like you've got a good grasp of it. Of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. And I want to thank you for joining me for this tutorial today. I hope you've enjoyed it and you're ready to tackle your first long wave crochet project. Hope to see you again very soon.